Good afternoon, Board. My name is Henry Harry. Mr. Serna, Supervisor Serna, I want to thank you for leading this effort. And I will say that there's a lot of politicians in town who ought to model what you're doing. There's numerous problems in this society that we can attack if we pull people together and show the type of leadership that you're showing here. Mr. Natoli, it's good to see you again.
Yes, Henry, me too.
And as you know, I've been in this chambers many times on the issue of public safety. I remember back in 2003, really trying to call this board attention to the number of homicides of kids in South Sacramento, and really minorities, Hispanics and African Americans. So I'll share a couple of quotes with you and get into some information, but something to motivate you. Martin Luther King: "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter." Henry David Thoreau: "Let every man make known what kind of a government would command his respect, and we'll be one step closer toward obtaining it." And lastly, Otto von Bismarck: "Politics is art of the possible." And at this moment, it ought to be possible for us to fulfill the mission of this commission and prevent child deaths. I've worked as a law enforcement officer in South Sacramento for many years, and I've seen the information that is contained in this report play out in front of me. Call after call, day after day, African Americans being shot in the streets. We've had the data, and so I think we ought to take some responsibility to say, why haven't we used it? And now that we're at the point, I think we have to use this data to move forward. I was here in this chamber, I believe in 2007, when the community had several meetings about juvenile crime. One of the things that came out of those meetings was the district attorney did a study of 2006 and 2007, and what they found was 67% of the juveniles that they sent to adult court were African American. 67% of the kids that we sent to adult prison who were kids were African Americans. So the world's population is moving towards cities, and certainly in counties like this, where local governments are going to play a greater role in providing justice, freedom, and equality, and making sure that we have a decent quality of life for all of our citizens. I'm going to end now because I go out and I mentor kids on weekends. Just not too long ago, we had a pageant for teen mothers. And this is what I'll end with. Our country, America, intentionally recruits African Americans to serve in the military, to go around the world and fulfill our mission of promoting freedom and justice. And then we won't protect these same kids in their own communities. There's something wrong with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Manowski.